Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. In today's message, I'm going to be taking a look at positive changes that are coming this spring season for you, your messages from your higher self, your soul family. If some of you have been looking for soul family, that came up very quickly. And I want to remind you this is a timeless reading and it is a general reading, so there's a lot of you out there. And I channel energy very fluidly and spiritually, so keep in mind that there's going to be a lot of messages coming through. And right now, I'm just going to set the tone and just let you know that this is going to be a very positive message, that a lot of you have been looking for evidence that your hard work is paying off. And I just want to say right off the bat, it really is. You're setting in motion a timeline in which you are experiencing your life changing in such a way that you are not going to recognize it. Your energy has been made known to me as being the Knight of Wands. So you're piercing through the veil with truth and passion. And in this day of an age, it feels like it's a commodity to have just passion in a weird way. If that makes sense right off the bat, I can tell you're very spiritually aligned in some way. There's a lot of energy surrounding you at this point, and it just seems like you've gone through a major awakening. So anything that you've set in motion in the last period of your life, whether you are watching this during the spring season or just during a time of a lot of upheaval or after a winter phase of your life, this is sparking the moment for a drastic shift in your life's course. And for those of you who are watching it as this is released, we are now in the season of spring. We are still in Mercury retrograde when I'm filming this, so keep that in mind, as I am going to be having a hard time getting this out. If there are any blockages that need to be cleared, they are very much coming out. Very distinctly, I am seeing a lot of good news coming through to you spiritually. Some of you might be doing some work in a religious organization at this point in time, or if you currently are, you are moving forward in that. Maybe that's your career. I will link any song I receive in a message in the description below. Only check out the music if it resonates, and I incorporate music into my readings mostly because that is what I feel is a catalyst for internal change. Whether the words resonate with you or not, your soul needs to hear it. It's coming from a higher source, and oftentimes I will incorporate a lot of Christian music, and I just wanted to put that out as a disclaimer. And for a few of you, you already know this, you've been with me, so I will put down the first song that came to mind, and it seems to be emblematic of everything that's unfolding for you this season. It's called The Treasure of You by Stephen Curtis Chapman. And the line in the song that is surrounding this reading is, "You are worth more than anything under the sun or the moon." And you don't have to be a Christian to identify with that message. Basically, your higher self, God's source, is telling you you are stepping into a phase in your life where you are just you, and you love yourself so clearly, but you love yourself through the eyes and heart of God. So much in the way that He loves us unconditionally, you're stepping into a path or a timeline without much resistance where you are just you. You're just being yourself. I'm, I'm hearing you're being flamboyant. Okay, so there's a song that came up, which is okay. So the song is called "Flamboyant." I will link it in the description below. It's, you're flamboyant. You go all the way. You're just like lighting that fire in you without shame, because that is the nature of unconditional love. And I think there's a lot of rules that are arbitrary in this world that teach us like to stay in place and not choose to love ourselves. And that comes from a wound. And if you identify as an earth angel, a light seed, a star seed, or even any sort of light worker, you are the cycle breaker. You are the one to go out there and lead by example, saying the world can't force you to choose to be one or the other. In so many ways, you can allow yourself to change and give yourself permission. Yes, it can be a long, like a very lonely road to walk down, but it is so much worth it because you can be at peace with yourself wherever you go and whoever you are. It's just a little bit more of a difficult path because of what we're seeing in society, and it's not their fault. Some people just choose to stay where they are and not move forward, especially if they've been taught to stick with a almost like sacrificing a part of their soul. And that's exactly what this is here. When we force to conform to a societal's expectations, we are sacrificing a part of our soul in order to fit in with our human vessel and the human environment and experience. But we don't have to align with that to enjoy our life or to, live our lives to the fullest. In a sense, rejoining with your soul and not fighting yourself, it is what creates this internal peace. You don't need to fit in that mold. Yes, it's easier to go along with the crowd, but you are learning simultaneously on the spiritual journey. You don't have to be like everybody else. And so the song Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land by Marina is coming up. You're not meant to be like everybody else. We're here to experience life and all it has to offer and not conform to what society says is the most valuable use of our time. We get to decide that. And you're not fighting your soul. It takes a lot of strength to go down this path. So a big change that's happening is that you're seeing that your resolve, you taking a chance to change and shine your light, is bringing you to a new portal or a new timeline, which you can be the best version of yourself. Because there's almost like no difference between the version of you are here and where your soul sits, because our souls all are close to source. We come from source. You are aligning with the version of yourself that is closer to heaven than you previously were. And it will take time and energy to adjust to that shift, but just live your life to the fullest. There's a lot of music coming through, so you might be my regular viewers who really love music. Actually, one of the signs that came up, or one of the energies I was channeling as I was pulling cards, was the musical Chicago came up. So some of you might either be actors or musicians or do stage plays, but Chicago came up, but specifically ones that were tied to one of the leads, Roxanne. So you might have, if you resonate with that, if you played Roxy in the musical Chicago, either for your local theater group or like in high school or college, like this might be a message for you. Or you need to not embody that energy, but like tap into the side of you that is just unapologetic, is just shining that light. And not in a bad way like she did, but there's something about showing yourself on the world stage in a way that might seem like it's tainted, but not in a bad way. Because what we see as being tainted or not normal or unusual is just a distortion, and that distortion comes from a place of hurt and fear. So one of the biggest, brightest changes for you is you're going to be this big, bright star of your own life. And it doesn't mean you're going to be in the public eye. It just means that you're going to be a master manifester in your own destiny. And perhaps the, what is it called? The Lionsgate portal coming up this year might be significant for you, or this was something you set in motion during Lionsgate of the previous year, because I just saw the number 88. So August actually might be a very significant time in your life where you are beginning to settle into this new alignment, or you could be just watching it during that time. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm going to flip all the cards because I'm just going to be saying this anyway. So yeah, this is, wow. Okay, so this is a very significant and positive and impactful change in your life. This is like, there's no going back. You've chosen the path of least resistance, which was kind of terrible. I'm hearing it's been a terrible ride, but once you get off, it's going to pay off. Because then you get to go onto a ride that's like more of your choosing. Like you didn't want to ride a roller coaster, but somehow life strapped you in, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go through this, endure it. And then when I get off the ride, I'm going to be stronger. I'm like, okay, so I know I don't want to do that again. What do I want? Maybe I want to go to a water park. Maybe I just want to take a nice long walk in the country. I'm actually now seeing someone riding in like a horse-drawn carriage, or like one of those carriages that they used on the Oregon Trail, but it's sort of like yeah, like a horse and buggy type of thing. But it looks like calming, relaxing, and peaceful. I'm now being taken to the either play or sorry, musical Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah. So yeah, there's just I'm feeling a lot of like both stagnant energy being released. Like I this is past energy. This you've gone through a recent death and rebirth, and this is what is causing these changes to come in. And wherever you are in your life, this is going to be a catalyst for long lasting change so you can embody your manifestations more. And since you got off that last ride, you know how to do it. You know how to make it work. You know to say no to someone when they're forcing you to go in a direction you don't want to go in because you're older and wiser and you get it. And even if you're not, even if you're still young, if some of you are like 18 or in your mid 20s, some of you might actually be like 25, 24, 28, I'm seeing, you'll still have plenty of time to learn. This is just a progression of your life's lessons. But even as you step into this era, you are going to become older and wiser living in this rebirth phase and in your manifestations. And that is something I actually received. That's a blessing I received in my 20s, I will say. There were things I set in motion between college and then leaving high school and then into my 20s. Like I achieved that which I set out to do. And I did actually manifest a lot, although a lot of it was in alignment. At the point in time I was at that stage in my life, which there was still a lot of tendencies that were not necessarily good for me, but I still got the friends I wanted. I was still able to live the life that I thought I could have in comfort until it became this mess and stagnant. And sometimes that happens and it's nothing to fear. But everything I set in motion in my 20s that might have fallen apart in my 30s recently, like you always have a beginning and end of a cycle in your life, and that's just you growing past a certain point. And let me just tell you, like, if you're choosing to stay in one phase for the rest of your life and never move on, that's okay. That's your choice to make, because there's plenty of people out there who live in comfort and peace and harmony with a version of themselves that they are at, and they never need to leave that because maybe that's just their choice to make, and they might not be hurting anyone or being in pain. They might be just living their life very happily. Like you see someone who's married in their 20s and making a family, and they seem perfectly happy and peaceful with the life they have until the end, and that's a perfectly valid way to live. You don't have to go beyond these changes. You don't even have to like decide you want to grow up ever again. I mean, that sounds weird, but if you know or you understand what I mean, and it's not about being immature to the point where you are not moving past wounds. No, this is a phase in your life where you've overcome a lot of wounds and you're older and wiser. And if your life doesn't shift from there, if you don't like evolve or grow, that is perfectly fine and valid. And I just want you to understand that going into this phase, that everything can change, but it's going to always change for the better. So the next time this happens in your life, you're not going to be afraid of it. And I think some of you need to hear that, because perhaps some of you had been through this, almost feeling like you were going through the golden era of your life and then everything fell apart. And it's possible that a side of you knew that something was wrong and your soul was trying to reach out to you to put you on a more aligned path, because that's personally what happened to me. So when we see things falling apart in our life, like if you have a tower moment, it's forcing you to view what's going on in your life within yourself and the world around you from a different perspective. And if those of you have been caught in that trap of thinking that what you had is what you really wanted, but realizing that it really didn't actually line up with how you see yourself or the true version of you, that was a gift from God. As painful as endings are, truly a new beginning and rebirth is twice as valuable as living a lie. You don't want to live a lie. You want to be true to yourself, and saving your soul. I mean, it's precious to you, your soul, really. Your soul loves you. Your higher self loves you. I know that sounds strange, but your higher self is beyond space and time and exists in a realm of unconditional love. And your soul wants you to see you being this master and commander of your own life, achieving this space, not necessarily of status and wealth, but of unconditional love for self and others. So we see this gold light of unconditional love and energy of the sun, mastering your own shadows and viewing the world in a different perspective. And there's no malice or hate here. There might be some grief, but when you go through, this is literally emblematic of death and rebirth. You are rebirthing yourself. And that is so beautiful. I'm actually kind of very happy for you. Um, this is the most beautiful shift you're going to see. Like, this isn't just positive change. This is like, oh, hell yeah, there's no negativity here. You're overcoming and surpassing negativity. So in a way, there's like nothing bad that can happen from this. And I think some of you might actually be overcoming shadows as I speak this, because every single time I'm saying a word, the opposite word is entering into my mind like an intrusive thought. You might actually have like intrusive thoughts or problems with that, or just almost like oppositional viewpoints come in as you are moving forward towards your truth. And that's normal. That's almost like a test. Are you going to choose to go in the direction of your soul, or are you going to choose to listen to a voice that opposes your truth? So it's vital that you sit and hear a little bit of that opposition so you can make an informed decision about what you choose. But don't attach yourself to an opposing thought, because that literally happened. I'm like, this is positive, and immediately I thought it's all negative, and I'm like, whoa, what's that about? So if there's some thoughts in your mind that's saying that it's not a good thing, like, it's almost like in some way, if you've been conditioned to think that being happy is a bad thing because of something, some self-limiting belief or something within your family system, there might even have been past life trauma I'm hearing, or even like in your current life, there might have been some opposition to your happiness, and you're instinctually trying to protect yourself from embodying yourself, your light. And that's kind of normal when we're trying to go against an old thought pattern. The old thought pattern wants to persist, and we have to kind of kill that off, so to speak. You have to get rid of that old version of you that told you you can't be happy, because you're not the one who first said that. Whoever taught your parents and your great grandparents told them, and then they told your parents, and then they told you, and you're going to tell yourself, no, that's not right. I can choose to be happy and stay strong, because the more you choose to be happy and oppose those thoughts and self-limiting beliefs, the more it will become your normal thought pattern. And that's just what I want to say about that. If you are having or experiencing those doubts and beliefs popping up, yeah, because then there's another song called Butterfly coming up from Marina. It's just, you have to let go of parts of yourself that no longer serve you. And I do feel like you are fighting those self-limiting beliefs, because you are overcoming this. This is the energy you are in or stepping into because of this work you've done. You've gotten rid of a lot of that. And, the shift is happening. So just know that you are currently undergoing a lot of change. And I keep hearing the path of least resistance. Just allow it to happen and have no fear, because it is beautiful and perfectly aligned with you. This is who you are. You have this balance of divine feminine and masculine energy. And oh my goodness. So I'm going to be picking out some charms and some lucky numbers to see if we can get any other things that might be coming in other than this giant shift forward in your truth. So let me just pull some charms, and So you're making progress. Slow and steady wins the race. So you are slowly evolving and learning to trust yourself and the divine. So some of you in the spring, or some of you who are entering this time of change, might see a new career or upgrade, promotion in your chosen field, or going into a chosen field that you always wanted to. The number 4, lucky number 4, new foundations, life path number 4, overcoming challenges in the home, I'm hearing. You might, yeah, because Cancer rules the 4th house. So right before, right before Lionsgate, like the middle of July might be significant. You might celebration, perhaps there will be a birth in the family. Only take it as this resonates. This is kind of more for fun. These are things that you might see coming up in the season that are changing. And some of you, okay, some of you might need to drink tea again, because I'm definitely getting tongue tied again. If you are my tea drinking group, please continue to do that. Oh my goodness, if you're sticking around. Some other signs that came up were the color lilac and lavender. A significant date for you might be Easter Sunday, which is April 20th, or also Earth Day is April 22nd. I'm getting a lot of like Earth Angel Aquarian energy as well. And bunnies might also be some sort of indicator that you're undergoing a transformation or truth, or some of you might actually have rabbits. I'm seeing a white rabbit. Okay, you might be entering into a new relationship or meeting soulmates or soul connections, family, friends. 22, lucky number 22. I'm hearing some of you might be winning the lottery. If you pick the number 22, that might be lucky. Just take that as it resonates, but it might be very specific for one or two of you. We might have, I'm hearing trouble reading numbers. I don't know what that means. April 22nd. Oh, yeah. I literally said April 22nd. Earth Day. You are Earth Angels, Earth Warriors, or you're doing something humanitarian aid to protect the Earth, because I'm just seeing some sort of almost like green or global initiative you might be stepping into. And that might be what the Aquarian energy was about. And you're going to have a lot of good luck with that, let me just say. And the number 3, yeah, the more you step into your truth, the more you can manifest these things, the more you manifest your destiny. Because, like, I'm hearing tree removal. You might be dedicating some part of your life or career to a path that you didn't even know you'd ever choose, but might have wanted to in the past. And that might indicate a new job or career. A few of you might be coming into money, new wealth or a windfall or some unexpected check. I'm actually hearing some of you might move to a new location, either for work as well. I'm seeing, okay, take it only if it resonates. Some of you might be moving to another country, but I specifically saw Hong Kong, and or some East Asian country for work. I'm hearing the phrase transitional labor union, so I'm not really sure if that applies to you. Take it as it resonates. Some of you might be getting a cat or dog, or okay, this might be trigger warning, or you know of a cat or dog that passed on that was really really dear to you. They might be reaching out to you spiritually, or just want you to get a new pet, not to replace them, but to be a companion if you're having a hard time. Some of you, I'm seeing like I'm seeing images of cats and dogs. So you might be actually looking at rescue shelters right now. So you got a thumbs up from whatever pet has moved on to the other side, that they really just want you to be happy and have a companion, and they're still here for you. They love you if you call out to them. So I'm going to see if there's any more messages about changes. How about there's just a lot about new positive connections, whether it's with a career, a group of people. If you're celebrating something, maybe you're celebrating a union between friends, or you meet new people. Like new relationships might actually be between families, between friends after graduating. um, you might be in the class of 2025. Yeah, so congratulations, by the way, if you're graduating this year. There's probably expect a lot of new connections at this next phase of your life, especially if you're moving on into college, or maybe some of you are going to a reunion. I'm hearing, I'm seeing a 10-year reunion. This next reunion for you is special. I apologize if it's a little bit all over the place right now. I think there's a lot of excitement surrounding your higher selves, especially a little bit more than normal. So, but also spirit wants you to bear in mind, take it slow, take it steady, stay grounded. So we've got a little moss agate snail. I'm hearing some of you are a squirrel. Don't climb up the wrong tree. Be like the snail, slow and steady, stay grounded, and you will make it there, because this is all coming in. It's just divine timing can make us feel a little impatient, but significant dates, no matter what time of the year you're watching, might actually be 422, like I said, or 322, or April 3rd, March 4th, or you were born on the 22nd, or you might maybe meet someone on the 22nd, life path 22. There's a lot of yeah, because 4 is kind of like the combination of 22. There's just a very stable foundation to build a new beginning upon. And that's the main theme I'm seeing here for the biggest change that is coming in this season of your life. So, whether you're watching this in spring or winter, I wish the best for you out there. You are a joy and a light to this world. And I thank you so much for joining me today. And just remember, as always, you are welcome here, no matter what walk of life you're from, and you are loved and appreciated. So, thank you so much once again, dear viewers, for watching, and enjoy the season of your life.